A fitness goal setting secret. What's up, guys? Marty here. Welcome to another edition of 101 Insider Energy, Performance, and Weight Loss Tips. And if you're a former athlete who wants to thrive at your ideal body weight with an abundance of energy and vitality, then I've got a fitness goal setting secret here you need to learn about fast if you want to avoid grinding your gears and spending hours working out in the gym getting no results. So the big thing here that you got to understand is a clear, vivid vision brings your results to life. And so the thing that I thought about here is I remembered back to whenever I was a pitcher in high school. I graduated high school at 150 pounds, and whenever I found myself sitting around 220, 225, maybe even peaking out at 230, that time before I even sort of gave up looking at the scale as the pounds continued to pack on, wondering what in the hell happened to me, just 5, 6, 7 years later, just recently after college. And so, as I mentioned before, I started watching UFC weigh-ins, always been a fan of UFC, and I just watched those guys at weigh-ins on the scale, and they'd be freaking jacked and ripped. And I was like, dude, I want to do that. And I'd hear these stories of how these fighters were weight cutting, and there's a big difference between weight cutting and weight loss that I won't get into today, but there's definitely a topic about that. But I would see that they would be losing like 10, 20, 30 pounds or so to make weight for competition so they could fight the next day. It was like, it wasn't just for the body, it was for the reason was the next night to be in peak condition, and so they wouldn't be at a size disadvantage or be the smaller man inside the cage the next night. So what I got from this is you have to know exactly what you want and be able to kick it into overdrive with positive emotions. And the most important thing to understand with this is if you can create a vision inside of your mind of what you want, you can attain your fitness goals really fast. Because what happened for me after I started envisioning what it would actually be like to step on the scale and fight the next night, that's what made me able to actually do it and do it fast. I dropped 100 pounds in 11 months. And everyone needs to understand this because this really spells the difference between success and failure, because without having a vision of what you want, if you can't get absolutely clear on what you want, you'll spin your wheels indefinitely. You'll have some minor success here or there, but no real lasting results. So the next couple of action steps I want you to take is write down and describe the body you want in as much detail as possible and get super specific, because a lot of people are like, I just want to lose some weight, which in itself is a mistake because you're focusing on losing the weight, which is the negative instead of the positive. And there's a whole nother conversation on that as well. But if you focus on the vision of what you want, you're going to do what you got to do to get there on autopilot, and you're going to have the body that you want, and you'll just start acting accordingly. So that's my tip for the day. Get super clear on what you want your body to look like, feel like, perform like, and envision what you're going to do with it after you got it. And watch out, because this is the secret sauce, and so many people are afraid of actually declaring what exactly it is that they want. And even more people than that are stuck in constantly talking about what you don't want, which is not going to get you anywhere. So one more thing, did you know that if you're a former athlete who wants to thrive at your ideal body weight with an abundance of energy and vitality, I'd like to invite you to check out our private Facebook group. All you got to do is click the link, and I'll see you over there. And remember, guys, you're one upgrade away. Bye, everybody.